Calculate and fit through the answer. You'll be looking for 11:93 was his first sub 12-second lap. And then lap 4 blows the power up.
Normally she burns around 20 litres. We got her down to 13 litres, which is almost half.
This blue uniform, is that because they're oh, it's green, isn't it? Green.
Maybe the yeah, maybe it's there.
Oh, here it comes. Right.
Tanks, let's go. Love them.
Lots of official merchandise around here. We have the Airshows Downunder, Shellharbour, official merchandising tent over there, just opposite our tower. We also have 4 Bennett Airshows, we've got 100 Squadron down here, Matt Hall, and a lot of other merchandising right up on the eastern end of our closed runway at the moment. Lumbering into the sky, retracting the gear, getting ready for its display. Just under 1,200 of these were produced. As Dan said, the prototype flew in more turboprops instead of those radial engines. Just an amazing sight. You start them there. We're such a lucky spot at Shellharbour Airport, and the weather is really playing the game today. It is just a magnificent view seeing that aircraft truck along the ridgeline. The aircraft flew in 1945, but the original letter of intent signed by the US Navy was actually was the first to receive the P2V1 as it was called.
To think, as we said earlier on, 1948, one of these made the first carrier launch from the USS Coral Sea. If you have a look on the top of the fuselage behind the wing, you can see where that dorsal turret used to go. These aircraft were used in Korea, squadrons based in Japan, Korea itself, and also Okinawa on anti-submarine reconnaissance and road and rail interdiction, meaning spotting and hitting targets on roads. They were also used for artillery spotting because in Korea they still have
The first flights of the early aircraft, the US Navy, or the US government was trying to show the Neptune off. It actually flew from RAF Base Pierce, which is in Perth, Western Australia, all the way to Columbus, Ohio in America. Just an incredible distance. It was 18,000 kilometres, just a cheeky 50.
and that record was only beaten in 1986 by the special purpose-built Burt Rutan's Voyager. Beautiful topside pass for you.
Now, one of the interesting aerodynamic things about these aircraft, you can see it's got quite a large rudder, quite a large horizontal stabilizer, and they actually need that because the engines, it's not a centerline thrust aircraft, so the engines are lose an engine on one side. The pilots need to put a lot of rudder in to keep the aircraft flying straight. You'll see that on aircraft like the Caribou in front. That's also got a very large rudder for such a size aircraft, and that's all down to horizontal stability and control if you do lose an engine.
We mentioned that the Canberra earlier on was the first foreign customer was Australia, and it's the same with the Neptune. We were the first non-US operator of the Neptune, and they were delivered in surveillance in conjunction with Operation Mosaic. Not a lot of people know that there were a lot of atom bomb tests conducted not only in Australia but also in the Montebello Islands off Australia. So we were involved in that. Operation Sabre Ferry, moving RAF Sabre fighters from Williamtown to Butterworth Air Base in Malaya. We'll see a Sabre flying here later on, owned and flown by Jeff Trappett. And we also won the Fincastle Trophy, which is an international competition for anti-submarine and maritime surveillance. We won it 3 times with Neptunes, 1968, 1969 and 1970. So this aircraft is an incredible performer for its day, and we are very privileged to see Shellharbour region. why the Neptune is still running after it's completed its performance. It actually has to go through a whole sequence. For those of you with very keen eyes, have a look at the nose undercarriage. And you can see where the doors are, there's a bit of fabric that looks like it's flapping around. It's not loose. That is the pins to prevent an inadvertent undercarriage retraction on the ground. So those pins are generally fitted to the nose and main gears, and you'll see a lot of aircraft with these things hanging out, and it says removed before flight. So that tells you, and that's the visual indicator that the pin is still in.
So it's a man that really knows production, and Paul has been a two-time Australian aerodrome champion in the current. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Airshow Centre, Paul Bennett and the Wolf Pits Pro. And Paul tumbles a manoeuvre known as the centrifuge. He's going to reposition at airshow left. He'll pull vertical and do a half roll right, followed by 1.5 vertical rolls left. At the top of the vertical, he'll roll over the top, setting up for the inside diving snap rolls. Set up for one of my favourite manoeuvres, doing a full roll right followed by 1.5 quick rolls left, stopping upside down. He's going to push forward on the stick, a little bit of right rudder, and try and attempt a full forward flip in the Wolf Pits Pro.
Upside down.
Now Paul's going to push forward on the stick, experiencing about 6 to 7 negative G's as he pushes out. Pulling hard on the stick, back to the vertical position. Following the shoulder roll, he's going to stop the nose of the aircraft perfectly vertical. At the top of the vertical, he's going to put in hard left rudder and turn around not once, but twice. Now the Wolf Pits Pro was custom built and weighs in at barely 400 kilograms. However, it is powered by a 400 horsepower engine, making it without doubt one of the highest performing aerobatic biplanes in the world today. And Paul does the point rolls on the vertical. Up at the top of this vertical, he's going to do one of the world's smallest inside lifts, turning the Wolf Pits into a helicopter. And it's about this time we'll see if we can go live to Paul in the cockpit.
Right, we're near the Wolf Pits Pro. Lovely day here at Shellharbour. Just having a flat little hover there with a 360 turn. We'll get some speed up now, and we'll head down for the tumbling tower. Here we go. Back up. And we're going to roll round to the left and forward stick right rudder and boat going everywhere, and you're going to flip over here. Right, we'll get it back under control, get as much speed as we can, and we're going to pull up the torque roll. We're going to roll around. We're going to make 1,800 feet. And
Thank you, Paul. What do we think of Paul's flying so far, ladies and gentlemen? You'll hear Paul screaming out loud under the G-force, and that's not because it hurts at all. It's because he's trying to tighten the muscles in his neck. And the best way to do that is by screaming out loud to keep the blood in his head. If the blood rushes away from his head, he'll pass out, start to lose his vision, and yeah, not a good condition to be in. Hence why he tightens the muscles. Now the Wolf Pits Pro is powered by that 400 horsepower Lycon engine, and it's pulled along by the Hartzell prop. The nice bark that you can hear coming from the aircraft is not from the engine, but from the propeller. The propeller tips are actually breaking the sound barrier. Now the Wolf Pits Pro has full span ailerons on both top and bottom wings, giving it a roll rate around 360 degrees. As Paul does the 4-point hesitation roll, so it's more of a competition aerobatic manoeuvre. Back at Airshow Centre, Paul's going to pull away and start climbing to the vertical. He'll start rolling to the right. And if you watch closely, he'll transition into an upright flat spin. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make your way to the fence, get your cameras ready for this next pass. It's his photo pass. He's going to set the aircraft up into a nice side slip, give you a nice view of this beautiful Wolf Pits Pro. Paul is quite famous for doing this next manoeuvre and having a motorbike do a backflip over the top of him. For a special pass by Paul Bennett and the Wolf Pits Pro. Now Paul's going to reposition there on airshow left for his landing sequence. He's going to reposition the aircraft down on the deck at speeds of over 400 kilometres an hour. At the end of the runway, he's going to pull vertical again. He'll do a point roll on the vertical up at the top of the vertical. He'll turn around with a double hammerhead manoeuvre. Now, if you watch closely on the down line, you'll see that he'll pull the power and put the aircraft into a big side slip, and he does this for two. And also because he can't see over the nose of the aircraft very well, so he actually looks down the side of the aircraft to pick up the runway centre. So as Paul touches down on runway 16 there. Well, I hope you enjoyed his display today. If you'd like to fly the Wolf Pits too, don't forget about Allbeck Systems and their Wolf Pits Pro flight simulator. Get over there and get the kids involved. And you'll see Paul again later today in the Wolf Pits Pro as part of the Sky Aces aerobatic team.
And we'll see you as well again, Glenn. Thank you very much for that, mate.
And Glenn is literally going to go down, walk into his aircraft and take off in the Edge at 540. But before that, we have a DHC-4 Caribou, which you can hear idling away there, waiting to take off once Paul Bennett clears.
With quality jet fuel and avgas. Viva Energy Australia now proudly supports the aviation industry with opt-in carbon neutral jet A1 and avgas.
All of that with an aircraft that had a payload capacity of
60 folks, we're just going to bring... That will happen at the close of the day, but they might have another smaller one when this boat here flies. Okay? They can't be too far away. Right? They'll usually do a strafing run with the Fireball when he flies. Don't quote me on it, they've changed their mind before.
When we see it crop up, we'll know.
What's that?
When we see the propeller turning, we'll come over and check it out.
Well, that's when you know he's going over. That's 35, it'll be about just a little after 4, but it is coming. Yeah, I definitely. Yes.
Maybe.
skydive tower here, our commentary position. We've got the 100 Squadron tent. Now 100 Squadron is here supporting the show.
Engine managers, there's a lot of cooling, so to get an aircraft this powerful, it gets very hot and you need to cool that engine so you don't overheat and land not by your choice. So Paul is very busy monitoring the temperature of the engine, the temperature of the oil.
The aircraft itself was actually had an incident, and it was rebuilt with the 3350 engine in base of the Centaurus, and it was called a Sky Fury, a combination of Sky Raider and Fury. So it used parts of Now what we are seeing down here this weekend at Airshows down under Shellharbour, this was the first public performance by Paul and this aircraft. He purchased the aircraft modified for air racing. Has a lot of changes to it with regard to external
The Air Force sent 2 Gloucester Meteors down from Williamtown, but they were unarmed and they could do nothing about it because the Oscar was flying so slowly. A couple of Sea Furies have been doing training down at Nowra.
For those of you watching the Sabre start, unfortunately the Sabres had a minor unserviceability and won't be flying today. I'll tell it back into position, but feel free to go up and talk leader of the Royal Australian Air Force, which is the that leader Now doing an award where these aircraft are one of the highest, so every now and then they do have non-serviceability, and in the interest of safety, you just keep them on the ground rather than taking something careful. Discretion. So we've got Bill and the team towing the Dragonfly out, which is going to be flying later into the sky.
Again, another aircraft on the 100 Squadron, really helping to support airshows down under Shellharbour. And that aircraft is based down at Tamora.
And we'll have the Kitty Hawk coming up shortly.
Touchdown helicopters.
We'll give him a round of applause as well if you want.
Worst thing in the world, the worst landing you'll ever do is in front of the ground. Oh, always. Now coming in from the right, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually got them in 1956. Incredibly versatile aircraft. It's officially known as a medium transport aircraft. So what does that mean? It flies people and stuff around. Being tactical, in really rough places. It gets there on time. People. Today we're going to see a short build. This aircraft has 4 engines. They're Rolls-Royce 18-2100D, 3 that's 4.5 propellers, actually 6 blades of opposite knot. That gives it really good slow and low performance. A little bit of the top end power when you're up high, but this aircraft is designed to fly low and get into really hard to get to places. So a top speed of 320 knots. With all that power, you can get there pretty quickly. It's actually very easy to overspeed this aircraft with really full power. It's got a minimum crew of 3, so that's pilot, co-pilot, load master. Generally you'll fly with 2 maintenance personnel as well wherever you go, so if the aircraft does break, you only have 100 metres or so to touch the aircraft down. If you don't touch it down by then, you have to go around. Now in Papua New Guinea, some of those strips are only one-way strips, so that means you're committed to landing before you do the landing, so you can't go around. Just listen to those props going to reverse thrust as it touches down. 30, although generally disguise themselves as F-105 Thunderjets when they're actually flying the air-to-air flight of the F-4 and they cleaned up a bunch of MiGs that day.
And he's probably had the most famous mustache in the US Air Force.
Yeah, it's a requirement. If you can grow a mustache, you probably need to grow one at some point in your fighter pilot career.
I had the pleasure and privilege of speaking with him at the gathering of Mustangs and Legends at Kissimmee in Florida. And that room was full of like Mustang legends and including Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah, Robin Olds was really the jet pilot's pilot. The fighter pilot's pilot, I should say. Ladies and gentlemen, give Air Vice Marshal Skidmore Skates a wave after that incredible display in the A37 Dragonfly. We've got plenty coming up today. So we've just had the C-130 and the Dragonfly. We've got the Pitts, we've got the Connie, we've got the Avenger, and we're going to be finishing the day with the F-35 with plenty in between.
Now that holds a close place in your heart at the moment, as you are currently flying the F-35 with 3 Squadron.
Yeah, currently flying the F-35 with number 3 Squadron, so the day job's pretty busy and it's been a nice weekend here, but I'm back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we will be able to get an inside the cockpit view of what is happening out there, which is something quite unusual.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually tell people what we do in the F-35 because it's classified. So I can give you a first-hand view of what it's like to fly the F-35 and what it's like to fight the F-35, and it really is a lot
more about that later on. There is plenty to do, and we'll also have Balbo. What is a Balbo and why is it called that? Well, all of that will be revealed a little bit later in the program, as they say, folks. Film at 11. But we've got plenty more for you to see and hear here. Head down to the merchandising areas. We've got plenty of things to do. Got Airshows Down Under, Shellharbour.
So these aircraft were flown in the golden age of piston air transport. They really were the height of luxury at the time they were in service.
Prototype actually flew in 1943, way back when. And it came as part of a design request by Transcontinental and
100 feet above the ground, absolutely amazing. Just thinking about these aircraft taking 3 to 5 days to get all the way to London. It was the quickest way to actually get there at the time, so it feels like a long time to us now, but it would have been very luxurious. Stopping in the Singapore, swimming home the next day.
Sitting in Raffles. Sounds horrible. Now these engines were actually developed out of the engine fitted to the B-29 Super Fortress. What a magnificent achievement.
Yeah, absolutely amazing the hard work that Haas has put in over such a long period of time. If you keep your eyes out to the left, you can see it coming in on its final approach. Once it lands, it'll eventually go into reverse thrust. That's where the angle of the blade changes, pushes the air forwards instead of backwards.
Really was the golden age of flying. Sitting there with a real porcelain plate, real knives and forks.
Let us enter the Boeing 747. Qantas. Rolls-Royce engines. Naughty people will be ejected mid-flight. Haha, so funny. I'm surprised there are stairs even high enough for this. Oh, the 747 has air conditioning. Why didn't they say so? Otherwise I wouldn't have had... Okay, whatever. This looks kind of weird.
Hello.
There's no air conditioning, bro. Why does it say that there is?
Matthew, this is Longreach. Well done. Come.
Okay. Bruh, these screens are so small. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like compared to a modern 777, wow. That's pretty small. That's the entrance. It's weird. This actually kind of forces you to go a certain way. It doesn't really let you go that way, but some people have been. That's pretty. I don't understand why that's open. Oh, that's kind of.
Oh, okay. Another 5. 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6. 2 more. 6. 3 and 3. 15.
How many people? No, there was some more than
Don't forget the 5 seconds. That's the most important part.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Oh, wonderful. Aircon up here.
It's got what my house does.
Finally,
Come into
aircon.
the galley for a second if we can. Okay, so this is the upper deck galley where we would prepare and serve from for the visitor crew can see us. There's also a camera a bit further back so they can see behind us. You all right?
Thank you very much. Yes,
Pleasure.
we are. Appreciate it.
Hang on. You all right, Dave? Come on, up you go.
G'day guys. You can sit in those seats. We can get 4 in these seats. You just sit in those if you want. You can sit in these. Do you want to sit in that seat? There you go. Now this is business, same as downstairs. There's 58 business class seats. First was up in the nose. Boom. Well, there we go. It folds up quickly so you can escape out the door. There you go. Oh, is that an extra as well, isn't it? There's my old squadron, my old squadron. Sorry. There you go. So there's my old squadron. 2 of the guys who went to Vietnam. I didn't go to Vietnam. I missed it 6 years, but I flew gunships. You can have a look in, I think. Can you see enough? And then it's just finishing up there.
Yeah.
We'll just see how you go. Anyway, I might be able to let you have a quick look.
That'd be great.
The changeover. They're nearly there, mate. Just sit these guys back. You don't go in there, mate. Just stay. All right. Just a quick look.
Come on. Just the patio going now?
Yeah, we do. Normal cockpit tour on normal hours is $110 each.
I see,
And
okay.
if you ring the front desk at ours and you book in about 3 to 5 days, it's 3 to 5 days.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Sorry? Huh? Did you like it? There you go, guys. Go and have a look.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, you like that? You want one in your house? That could buy one.
Spencer, no, oh, back here, mate. It's just that. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Please join the queue. And to the left, yes. Thank you. Thank you. The flight deck apparently is open for a very short period.
Boeing go boing.
Watch your step.
Oh. Fokker 37. Oh god. This is so bad. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Shut up, kid. Jesus.
Checking all the flight services.
That's a shame.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on it.
Yeah.
They're all volunteers.
Yeah, well, that's
I'll wait to build bugger off.
Keep an eye out for the notices for that air show. It's a great event.